Hey, it's your girl Sierra Shanae, speaker brand strategist, and I absolutely love to teach women speakers how to leverage stages so they can enroll more clients into their programs. And this is pretty late for me, but I decided let's just go with it. How about I go live? I have been wanting to talk about this really quickly for a couple of days because, I made a post and I said that I wasn't going to talk much about the halftime show that Usher did at the Super Bowl. But as I was talking with Mastermind sister Leah, we just kept talking about like how we can spin, what we learned from what Usher did. Because when I tell you Usher showed up with strategy, Usher showed up with strategy, and I began to see how I could really talk about this and how I could apply it to speakers. And these are things that I already talk about. Like, this is not anything brand new for me, so to speak. But it's a relevant topic. I don't really go with trending topics or anything like that. I tend to not go with the currents. Everybody else is doing something. Sierra's like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it right now. But I want to jump on this. And it's so funny because I literally did not watch the game. I don't care anything about football. I'm usually a bandwagon person. Like, whoever my man is, that's whose team I'm rooting for because I really have no commitment to football at all. However, the halftime show is entertaining, and I was able to catch it. I was actually in the middle of feeding Kaden dinner in the living room. Like, the dining room is right next to the living room. Everybody was sitting on the couch watching the game, complaining about the game, so on and so forth. And so I was able to jump in and catch Usher because everybody had been talking about Usher already on Facebook. Everybody was looking forward to this concert. And as I was watching the halftime show, I literally said out loud, out of my mouth, contrary to popular belief, everybody was like, oh, it was so great. I loved it. Oh my gosh, Usher did his thing. He killed it. I was like, it didn't blow me away. Now just stick with me, stick with me. Don't hate me yet, okay? But I was like, all it did was like it made me want to see him in concert. It made me want to hear the songs elongated because they were so quick and so short and it switched so frequently that I wasn't even able to get into the song. Like, I wasn't even able to get into the music. But one thing that really got me excited was not just them talking about, oh my God, Usher is about to be on the halftime show. And we knew that Alicia Keys was going to be there. And, we knew that there was going to be a couple of surprises and all of that happened. But they talked about Usher leading up to the halftime show. And then they talked about Usher after the halftime show. And then they began to talk even further about what else Usher had going on after the halftime show. And I literally began to think about it like this was a whole launch plan. This man showed up with a strategy. Now, I don't know how true this is, so you can literally fact check me because I don't know. But some people were saying that like literally he performed for free. Some people say that he showed up and performed for free. Now, again, I don't know how true that is. But when we show up as a speaker, and we may speak for free, or what the way I like to call it, we show up and we speak with our waived fee, and we decide that we're going to speak for gratis. You then do that because you have a strategy, because you are showing up with a plan. And what I heard is that Usher dropped the album and he has a tour coming up. And I tell people I've been talking about this forever. Like, you have to have a strategic speaking campaign. That's what I like to call it. What is your strategic speaking campaign? Are you rolling out an event like I am in July? Are you launching your podcast like I am next year? What's happening? Do you have a masterclass coming up like I do on Thursday? Like, what is coming up for you that when you are speaking, that you can actually promote? Okay? Is it that you're like, hey, I have a program? Do you have a program that you're launching right now and you're currently enrolling for that program? Do you have a membership like I do that has open enrollment, that at any time you get on the stage, you can literally get them connected by way of your lead magnet and then invite them to join your membership? What's happening behind the scenes for you? What's next for your audience that they can tap into, that you can sell to them? What are the ways that they can invest in themselves? Usher had a plan, y'all. Usher had a strategy. Usher didn't just show up, and we have to stop showing up without a strategy. This includes social media. You have to have a strategy. Why do you do live stream? What is it going to lead them to? I can tell y'all right now. I have a masterclass coming up, and that masterclass is going to promote something else, right? Because I like one thing to shine at a time. And so I'm bringing back my Attract More Clients masterclass, where I'm going to literally teach you the number one way to attract more clients, qualified clients, suitable, ideal clients to your group coaching program. And so I want you to join me. The link has been tinkering around down at the bottom the whole entire time. It's going down this Thursday, like literally, like it would be over by now. Next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm inviting you to join, and I'll drop it in the comments when I get a chance. But just go to imsierrashanae.com/clients, click the link in my bio, whether you are here on Facebook, whether you are on LinkedIn, like you can check it out and click and save your seat now. But I also wanted to invite my sissy up. If when she's ready, she'll let me know so we can talk about this. But I've been blessed to be connected with a business growth strategist, my sister Shamandrian, and so she loves strategy like I love strategy, and so I'm sure she can uh, chime in and share a little bit of her nuggets. But I see someone is here. Hi. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so while Shamandrian is getting and gathering herself, because she's a mommy like me, I want to share with you tonight. Tonight, I spoke on a live podcast, and that's part of the reason why I was like, I want to go live tonight because I feel like I feel pretty. I feel so pretty, right? I feel cute because I literally had a podcast interview at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that's about 2.5, well, almost 3 hours ago. But however, I was able to talk about maximizing your speaker potential for audience growth and client enrollment. And so, of course, I said yes. She sought me out to be on her podcast. Shout out to you, Lai Washington. And so I definitely was like, sure. And then I had to literally think about, what am I showing up to offer? What's going to be my strategy? And I was like, I have this masterclass coming up. Okay, I have my Attract More Clients masterclass coming up, and I would love to invite her audience to join in with me. So I showed up with a strategy. That's a real live example, and I'll make sure that I drop the link somewhere. I can't do it in all the places, but if you go to YouTube and you search Sierra Shanae, I am on the Whatever You Say podcast, and that's so you can enjoy that as well. But I'm going to bring up my sissy. I see her backstage. And so you can just chime in, sis, on anything that I started talking about. We've been talking about Usher because we was talking about that in the mastermind chat. He showed up with strategy. I talked about how tonight on the podcast show that I was on, I showed up with strategy. And us as speakers, we need to just stop showing up without strategy. So come on in with us, sis. Oh, let me take you off mute. You got to just unmute yourself. She's going to come with it. She's going to introduce herself, and she's going to give her take. There you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. I see you and I hear you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, thank you so much for pulling me from backstage. Y'all, she wrote me into this. I was coming to be supported. But thank you so much for bringing me in. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you when you say that you have to have a strategy. I was doing a podcast recording earlier today with a special guest, Chanel Evans from Fire Savvy. And we were talking a little bit about that because one of the things that you have to have in alignment is that strategy. You can have the most amazing products, you can have the most amazing service, you can be the best speaker, you could be the best, all of the things. But if you don't have a strategy that makes sense, that connects with your audience, and allows you to actually align with the goals that you have, then you're not going to be able to see them. Like we see so many people say, I want to make six figures, I want to do this, and I want to do that. But if the numbers don't make sense, then you're never going to be able to see those things. If you're not executing a strategy in a way that aligns with the amount of people that you need to reach, and also a strategy that just makes sense in reference to visibility and how you show up, then you're not going to be able to see those goals.
That part, like that is like literally some of the things that I was talking about tonight about like visibility. Like if you don't have a plan and you're just literally trying to piecemeal what you see everybody doing, like, oh, it works for them, so let me just do it too. Like even live stream itself, sis, if that's not authentic to you, then don't do it. If
Mm,
podcast is better for you, if Clubhouse is better for you, like because it's only audio strictly, then do that. But
and
like we gotta be doing what works for us, and then we have to have a strategy. Because if you show up on live stream and don't have anything connected, we just gonna see you, clap for you, maybe be in the comments, like it, maybe share it, and that's it. Like, but it has to have an end goal. It has to have a call to action. What are you calling people to do? But if how can you call me to do anything if you don't even have a plan for why you're showing up?
yep. I always say know where you're sending them, right? Like every time you show up, when you speak, when you share, when you go on live, when you post, you should know exactly why and where you're sending your people to. And so, whether that is a link, like you have to have that process mapped out, you have to have that funnel mapped out, you have to have those steps mapped out. What is it that I want these people to do next? Even if it's a speaking engagement, because I know that you talk to a lot of speakers. If
Yes.
stage, where are these people going next? It's one thing for you to get out, pour your heart, give all your tips and strategies and all that stuff, get all the people all hyped up, and then they have nothing to do. You're wasting your time and you're wasting theirs too. You're not serving them when you're not leading them to how to get to their transformation.
Come on, we are not serving them when we're not leading them where to go to their transformation. Like we gotta map it out. We literally be just like, um, I want to say hustling because we do. We hustle. We just be hustling. We just be sporadic about things. We just be winging it. Like that's why I think that's one of the main things that I began to change in my speakers. It's like we introduce being systematic, but we first have to gut out all of the winging it, all of the I'm just gonna do it, all of like, and I like being spontaneous at times, and it has its place, and it's a little fun. It's a little bit of fun, right? To like, oh, I didn't even plan to do that, but now I'm doing. Like we've had surprises in our business where God would just be like, boom, do that, right? But majority of the time, we like to plan. Me and my sister, she probably a better planner than I. I feel like I'm very thorough with like the vision, and she's good with vision too. But like Shamandri and she'll get your plan together. That is something we have been learning about her and highlighting. Like she was like, okay, so how we gonna get this done? How we gonna make this happen? What you need, who you need, what's next? What's like Shamandra does not play when it comes to planning and strategy and operations. And so, but yeah, we want to get you to the goal, and you gotta stop. You gotta stop just winging it.
And of course, Miss Sierra Shanae is going to help y'all with that whole speaker systems so that you can have everything mapped out and get those people to where they need to be. So go ahead. If you're not already in her membership, in the campus,
Okay.
while it is priced where it is, because I can tell you it is full of all the gems, all the nuggets, everything you need in reference to speaking. So get in before we push her to raise some prices, okay?
Okay, because the price already went up on my birthday, February 4th. So what is it right now? It's at the time of this recording, it's February 15th. So about 11 days ago, it already went up $100 to get in at the lowest level, at the most affordable interest level. So she is not lying. Thank you so much. They said have a wonderful night. I'm gonna have to figure out who it was. I was trying to do some digging on my phone, but we're in 3 locations right now, so I have to see who that was. But hey and good night. Hey and good night. But yeah, definitely when it comes to attracting clients and enrolling clients, you have to have your client journey mapped out. You have to know where they're going. You have to know what's next. Like it's literally, I don't know about you, Shamandrian, whenever you get a chance. But I know, like, I have been on discovery calls and people have literally asked me, "So what's next?"
Mhm.
Oh, I came to your masterclass. So what's next? I had someone tonight, and I would just put her out here a little bit. Like, I was on the podcast interview, and she was like, "I'm definitely going to be at the masterclass." She said it publicly that she was going to be at the masterclass, but she was like, "Okay, after the masterclass, what's next?" Like that's what happens at the behind the scenes. She was like, "So what's next after that?" People want to know, and they expect you to know what's next for them, that they're expecting you to lead them. They're trusting you to lead them to what's next. But when you show up without a strategy, like, girl, just walk with me. Just walk with me. We're gonna figure it out together. And I get it. I've been in those predicaments sometimes. Like, I'm not coming against it. But if you can show up with the strategy, I truly believe we're most effective and more efficient, right? And more impactful. No?
Absolutely. I always try to think of it as, being a good steward of your leads. We pray for our businesses to grow. We pray for God to send us to the people that need us. We pray for Him to send the people that we need to speak into. However, when He sends them, are we being a good steward of the leads that He's sending? Are we being a good steward of the people that He says, okay, this person needs you, but you're not ready, right? You haven't prepared where when it comes to understanding what's next. You haven't prepared a way for you to nurture this person, to transform this person. And so you're dropping the ball. And so taking it from a spiritual perspective, if God's giving you what you're asking for, but we're not stewarding it well, how long can we expect Him to keep sending them? You know?
Oh, how long can we expect him to keep sending them if we're not going to steward them? That is so good. And then we'll wonder why there's a drought. Like, wait, there was an overflow, but now there's like nothing. And we'll literally forget that, hey, I was sending them and you didn't do anything with them. You didn't tell them what was next. You didn't ask for the sale, sis. You didn't tell them to take action, sis. Like, come on. I love that a lot. So I saw this in the comments real quick. So cuz remember I was asking the one, I wasn't sure who said have a wonderful night and that she enjoyed us both. And she also said that she can't wait to get back on track with me. She was in the campus, and it was Sonya, my girl Sonya. So that's who that the mystery person was. I'm super excited that she was able to join us. She really got caught up with work and things, but she knows that she wants to speak and get back out there. Hey, Charnel, good to see you. But I think this has been a great talk. I just wanted to say this last thing to you, Sissy, because I know I like put you in here and I haven't put you backstage yet. She's like, I'm just here. But I wanted to talk to you specifically and to leave this with the audience because you have the She Handles business podcast, right? And a lot of us, when we think about stages, we only think about like event platforms or corporations that bring us in to speak. But I literally believe in amplifying your voice on podcasts, and I consider that platform a stage, right? So when it comes to your guests and them being on your show, how often is it that people show up with the strategy, with the lead magnet? Like, is it common?
Oh, always. Okay. The type of people that I bring on the show are women that are running successful and sustainable businesses, and they don't come into empty handed, right? They know how to sell without selling. They know how to share, even if it's not through a lead magnet. They know how to share their expertise and their authority, and even what's next, without directly saying that, without directly sharing that, and so there is preparation. They are very well prepared to say, okay, well, this is what I know, or this is how I know I can promote what I do while still being authentic and not being salesy and not being sleazy, but just genuinely sharing, right? They have a mindset that says, I have a solution. And so I'm talking about what I do and showing my authority in a way that will allow the people that need me to stand out and to say, what's next? How do I get in contact with this person? How do I find out how I can get more? But sometimes they will have a lead magnet to promote, but even when they don't, they are so clear on the transformation that they provide. It doesn't feel like sales when they're sharing what they do in a way that calls out the people that they serve. But you better believe that when they put the links in the description, when I put their links in the description, they're going to go where they need to go to close the sale.
Okay, that part. And so I enjoyed you, sis. Thank you for chiming in. I love you so much. For thinking you was reading my mind. I love you, girl. And so, like, I want you to make sure that you follow Shami Adrienne. I think she just dropped an episode today, or I know she recorded one today. But go check her out. Check out She Handles Business, the podcast. She Handles Business, the community. Like, She Handles Business has an event coming up. Like, you gotta get plugged in. You gotta get connected because we out here handling business, showing up with strategy, and making sure that we are attracting and converting clients into our programs. And that's by way of our voice, by way of our vision, and really stewarding all that God has given us, because we have the power to create wealth if we decide to tap into it. And so that's a wrap, y'all. I enjoyed y'all. See y'all at the master class later.